Hey wannabes, it's the B-Man here. Brian, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone had good holidays. We're almost done with these, and yahoo! So what you're looking at here is some gameplay footage of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I'm not going to do much talking about the gameplay. I'm going to talk about other things, but I just figured I'd give you some backdrop. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it came out last year. It's a first-person shooter. It's one of those games where they have a team deathmatch mode, but most people don't play that. And it's one of the games where when you die, you're done to the end of the round. But the rounds go by super quick. And I like to play casual, where it goes, I think it's 15 rounds. You can play competitive, where it's like 30 rounds, where you switch sides every 15. That's a little bit too much for me at this point. But casual gameplay is a lot of fun. And, I had this game on the Xbox 360. Didn't play it too much. Now what you're looking at is me playing on Steam. I had bought the game during the Steam winter sale. I think it was like $2 or $3. Another steal. Great game for that price. Now, the B-Man is not very good at Counter-Strike. I'm not too good at shooters in general on the PC. I grew up in a home where we didn't really have a PC and family couldn't really afford it. I grew up on Nintendo, Sega, controllers. My shooters have always been on Xbox. I've been more of a console person. I got my first computer when I started working, but I wasn't much into gaming except for games like Diablo, which is point and click, a few role-playing games, but nothing too heavy. Definitely not shooters. Only until recently. And now a lot of shooters support controller support. I use the Xbox 360 controller when I play my shooters. There always seems to be a large debate in the PC community over what's better. I know the mouse and keyboard is better if you're good at it, but I'm not. You can't teach this old dog new tricks. So I use a controller, and I think it does put you a little bit of a disadvantage, but you know what? If I was using the mouse and keyboard, I'd probably do worse, because that's just not my thing. Same thing with games like Call of Duty on the PC. On Xbox, I do pretty good. Most games I can go positive by a large amount. On the PC, I'm lucky if I break even and kill deaths. It's just the way it is. Alright, so the B-Man's going to move on now. Just in advance, I'd like to apologize if there's any background noise. I record this in my car, usually on the way to work or in the parking garage of where I work. It just seems to be the quietest spot, even though you may hear the occasional car noise or whatever. At home, you have the girl or the kids always making noise, and there's just really no quiet places anymore. So this is the best place to record this, and then I do all my editing and whatnot when I go home. Moving on, you're going to hear me talk about some crazy stuff now. Well, crazy in the bee's mind, it really pisses me off. And then I'll go and talk about a movie I saw really didn't like. So, if you ever listened to the Bees podcast, you would know I had a section called Bitching with B, where I complained like a little girl, bitching and whining about things. And one of the things that always got me very angry was talking about my coworker. So much so that I would curse, and sometimes I just would go off on a tangent. Now, I'm not going to do that for you people listening here. I've got to make this kid-friendly. But I'm going to tell you about something this coworker, what goes on, and just more things that cause anger in my mind sometimes, and I have to get it off my chest. So, just to give you up to speed if you've never listened to me before, I have a coworker who's supposed to work 9 to 5, and I always get to work early, and I leave on time. Lunchtime, we get half an hour, and that's it. Most times I eat at my desk, so I don't even get that. I get 15-20 minutes. This coworker, on a daily basis, at least 3 out of the 5 days a week, comes late, good half hour late or so. She doesn't use her time, obviously, because she's out of time anyway, so she couldn't if she wanted to. So she comes half an hour late. I know she leaves early because I've heard it from people who were there later, that she leaves about 20 minutes early every day. Lunch, she takes about 45 minutes where we get half an hour. And when she comes back from her 45-minute lunch, she then goes in the kitchen to eat her lunch. So we tag on another half hour there. This woman's getting a good hour and a half, whatever, lunch. So, it's not cool. It always aggravates me. And I've gone over that in the past. That's not what I'm bringing up here. The funny thing here, or sad, and I call it just a slap in the face, really, is she was honored last week. And I had to stand there and take pictures and clap as she was being honored for her years of hard work and service by the chairman of our company. Yeah. The big cheese himself, who, it was my first time meeting him, but he's in charge of a large amount of people, and her and one other person in our office were being honored for their long years of service. Now, it's pretty much, to me, it's an award of you haven't died yet, because what service has she done? She's hardly there. And when she is there, she doesn't do anything. I'm always the one doing things. 90% of the work in that office is done by me. She does hardly anything. She's just can wait. I cursed her. Now I have to bleep that out. You see? See how wild up I get? But she's just a waste of oxygen. And to have her get an award while I have to be there taking pictures, because for whatever reason I was nominated to do that. And then I was asked later on by our district manager, "Oh, I didn't see you clapping." Really? Really, sir? Anyway, I just thought that was a big cosmic joke on my part. And whatever. I guess it's just a friggin' hypocrisy we live in. So, whatever. I think it's time to move on. B-Man's getting aggravated. Alright, so let's get into a little movie talk here. I had the not so much pleasure. I was recommended to buy a movie by a coworker, and I've read a lot of good reviews about a movie called This Is the End, which is sort of an apocalypse movie. You know, it's the end of the world, starring comedians, a bunch of famous guys. I don't know most of them, just a few I've seen in various movies. It stars Jay Baruchel, Seth Rogen, Craig Robinson, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, Michael Cera, and Emma Watson. Like I said, I know maybe half of these guys, and even then it's mostly just from their famous movies, not from what their little stuff is. And I think part of my problem with this movie is, by the way, I didn't care for the movie. I thought it was a waste of my $12. That's how much I got it for on Google Play Store. It started off funny enough. It has its laughs and its moments. I think it went on way too long. And I think a lot of the jokes are way too inside. If you're not familiar with these guys' movies, like a lot, and who everybody is, you don't get the jokes. I just didn't get it. And it's sad. But it's basically, there's a party at James Franco's house. Now, him I know from playing the Green Goblin. That's pretty much it. I know he plays the Green Goblin in Spider-Man movies, whatever. He plays Harry Osborn in the Green Goblin in those old Spider-Man movies, not the new ones. Very confusing. And of course, we know Jonah Hill, Moneyball, baseball movie, and 21 Jump Street. I saw him in that too. Very funny movie. So he's a funny guy. But the rest of this cast, I didn't know. And I think this movie's problem is it doesn't stand on its own. You have to know who these people are for it to be funny. So there's a party at James Franco's house, and this character Jay Baruchel and Seth Rogen, they're like best friends, but they're sort of at odds. They're trying to rekindle their friendship. Things are a little stressed between them. And they go to this party together, and then all hell breaks loose. A bunch of famous people at the party, and they all end up dying except for the main characters that I read off at the beginning. And it's pretty much a survival movie. They're trying to outlive the apocalypse, which is pretty much hell on earth. And it just goes downhill from there. And the ending is crap. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but as long as this movie goes on, it just doesn't end well. I'll put it like that. It's just stupid. I don't know what else to add to this. Like I said, there are its funny moments. It's raunchy comedy. It's not stuff you can definitely watch for youngsters, that's for sure. But so what? Even then, I've seen a lot of movies with raunchy comedy I thought was funny. This is just stupid. And I say don't get it. Yes, the B-Man finally found a movie he doesn't like. Almost everything I watch, I talk positive about on my recordings. But I did not like This Is the End. And that's my reasons why. I'm sure a lot of people out there did like it. Seems like it did alright with the critics. But for me, it just wasn't for me. And that's too much time spent on this. Let's move on. On a more positive note, the B-Man has started watching a TV show off of Netflix that he does like. And I guess it's a couple of years old now. They have about 3 seasons available. I'm only a couple episodes in, probably 3 or 4, but it's enough for me to tell you I like it. And that's called Being Human. Now, I think there was a BBC version. I'm watching the American version. And it's about a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost who are all roommates trying to live their life in the world. They're trying to be human, and they're not. They're monsters. And this is about the bad things that happen. The vampire has uncontrollable need to kill. He's trying to live on a human-free diet from the blood banks and stuff. But he screws up in the first episode, and that sets events in motion that, come back to haunt him. No pun intended. The werewolf, once a month, he turns into a monstrous wolf, and he can't control who he kills. So he's got his issues that he deals with. And then we have a ghost who doesn't want to be there, but she can't move on. She's kind of hung up on her fiancé who's still living. And, that's the premise for it. And I know it sounds a little wacky, but you gotta watch it. It's sort of comedy, sort of drama, and a little bit of action. Not much. I could see it going places, but It's got a lot of heart to it, and I kind of like it. Doesn't look like it's the best produced show as far as visual effects and, camera work and stuff. I think it's working on a limited budget. Might actually be one of these sci-fi shows. I'm not sure what channel it actually airs. I should have done some research before talking about this, but you know what? I just wanted to tell you that I've been watching it on Netflix. It's Being Human, and it's pretty cool. If you're into supernatural stuff, which I am, I think you'll like it. Speaking of which, Supernatural, I'm almost done with season 3. I've already talked about that in prior podcasts, but just to let you know, I'm going through all the seasons on Netflix. I think they're in season 9 on TV, but Netflix has up to 8, and I'm really enjoying that show. So season 3 is what I'm up to now. Looks like I'm almost done with it because that might have been the year when they had the writer's strike. There's only 16 episodes, I think, whereas most seasons are about 20 or so, 22. So it might have been one of those years when they had the writer's strike. That show's about 10 years old, so it might have been around that time period. I love it, though. Supernatural is great. Only 1 or 2 episodes are really not good that I've seen so far, but I can forgive that. Every show has an episode or 2 a season where it's not that great. Overall, though, I think Supernatural is one of the best, really best shows out there. Right up there with Arrow. Another great show I've talked about in the past. I'm not going to rehash that here, but Arrow is another great show. But a lot of these shows are on hiatus right now, so this is where I'm catching up on things on Netflix, like Being Human. When my favorite shows on TV return, then I'll go back to those. But in the meantime, playing catch-up. I think Dexter, which is another show I love, but I've only seen the first couple of seasons. I believe they're making the rest of that available on Netflix in 2014, which we're approaching quickly. So when that comes out on Netflix, I will finish up Dexter too, another great show. So, if you see the shows that I like, you'd probably like, wow, we need to examine this guy. He's into a lot of horror, murderers and stuff. They'd probably have a field day with my brain. Anyway, it's okay to enjoy it on TV, isn't it? I'm not out there in life enjoying this stuff, but just as an escapist. So that's pretty much it. I think I'll wrap things up. I was going to talk about The Hobbit, but I couldn't see it. You can hear my Hobbit story, though. So my girlfriend and her kids, they wanted to see a Medea Christmas. I know, don't ask. Please do not ask. Anyway, that's not for me. I could not bring myself to go see that with them. So we went to the mall, and I figured, you know what, while they go see Medea's Christmas, I'll go see The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the first Hobbit. I love Lord of the Rings. I think Peter Jackson did a great job. But The Hobbit, to me, felt very cartoonish and very, very too kid-friendly, and I just couldn't get into it. All right? However, I heard from my friend who I trust, as well as critics, that The Desolation of Smaug was a huge improvement over the first one. Huge step up. So I was willing to take a chance, put down the $12 to go see it at the theater. And you know what? I was kind of enjoying it. Once I got past the half hour of trailers, and I was halfway into the movie. Well, not halfway. I'll say 45 minutes, hour into the movie. I was just in the part where they were in this like lost woods. They couldn't find their way out, and all hell was breaking loose there. And I think the elves attack. Anyway, it was a pivotal scene. Ring, ring, ring. My phone goes off. And I'm like, crap, I'm interfered. I can't answer this. So I press the hang up button. Ring, ring, ring. It rings again. And I don't know, they did an update to the phone. I have the Galaxy S3, and recently they did an update where when the phone rings, the flash from the camera starts lighting up super bright too. So if you're in a dark movie theater, it's kind of embarrassing. So I had to leave, go down the stairs to go take the call down by the bathroom. I figured, you know what, I'm not going to interrupt people. I'm not going to be a jerk like other people are, texting and answering phone calls during a theater. Not my style. I respect the people who pay to go see that movie. So I get down the stairs there, and my girlfriend's waiting at the bottom of the steps there. And it was her calling me. And she wants to watch The Hobbit with me because she walked out of Medea. She wasn't feeling it. Big surprise. Of course, though, there was only one seat where I was up above. It was a super crowded theater, even though the movie has been out for a couple of weeks. I guess it's very popular to go see. So we're left with just watching at the break your neck seats, which is the seats where you got to stare up at the screen and get dizzy. I couldn't handle it. So I told her that I wasn't feeling the movie. It was kind of boring. Let's just go get something to eat. Meanwhile, I did want to see it, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I'll go catch it another time. Maybe I'll get a copy from someone, whatever. But that's my Hobbit story. So I missed out on seeing it. I was actually starting to feel it. It was kind of pretty cool. I'll either go see it again in the theaters or get a copy from someone. But I couldn't tell her that I was upset about it. You got to keep peace with the old lady. And that's pretty much it. So, thanks everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed B stories and reviews. And until next time, later, my wannabes.
Yeah, join our group. You can be the teacher.
Bro! I mean, senpai. Oni-chan.
Oni-chan. One.
Ugu.
Ugu, Sugoi. Mohammed Jihad. Haha!
Tadaima.
Oh, so proud.
Okay, it's official. My Nova is bad luck. No, we're not anime characters. These are our names.
I'm bringing the hostages out.
Yeah, I'd never be in an anime. Anime's pretty...
We got this.
Yes. I hope.
Anime is for those hikikomori nerds.
Yeah, otaku plebs. Whoa, you just turned the tables around real fast. What was that?
We should try covering some Iron Maiden.
Yeah. That guy lost because he's retarded. Oh no, he might be able to get him. Nope, you got him.
Come on, man. You had one job, James. Do it.
Okay, let's start our new game. This could be pretty good. Ikadakimasu.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
It's time to eat.
I love this group. I love Mio. I love Ritsu. I love Mugi. I love Yui. I love Tricks. Even though they're for kids.
For kids.
Yes. I like Justin Bieber. Ritsu no kawaii, man.
Yeah, no kawaii. Degeso.
Oh god, I love you guys. Fuck.
Oh man. Wrecked. Lush wreck. I'm gonna come on the roof and stab both of you in the back, and y'all gonna start crying.
Can you come on my back instead?
That's disgusting. I'll do it in a second. Watch this right here.
I'll do it in a sec.
Oh, you got him, though. You got him, though.
Should have had the Nova.
Did get him.
Yeah. And the bastard just had to look around.
I'm
He
blushing.
smelled your kawaii.
Yeah, he did. It's very strong.
You kept, stuttering when you're coming close to him. So.
Baka's xenophobic panda.
Yeah. And he was like,
And you just
and he was all like, Yamate, don't knife me. And then before you know it was too late.
He was. I was just trying to give him a hug.
This is why they don't make the second movie.
Because we died in the
Mew
war.
was dead. Yeah. She was a mercenary.
Maybe if we make a video of us playing, they'll make a second movie just because they see how many fans they have.
Hey, this other guy
Yeah.
might be hacking. He's just walling right now.
He looks pretty aimed
Oh,
on to me.
dude, look at this Shinobi guy. He's like, where's the hostage?
He's walling so hard. It's
Our band name is
What is our name? Isn't it tea time?
yeah, Hokage.
Yeah,
tea time.
come on, man, it's Hokage.
Hokage.
Bro, don't tell
Fucking
me.
Naruto.
I,